Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing a little bit of my editing workflow. I'm strictly going to be working in Lightroom. That's typically what I always do when I edit. And I don't really use Photoshop unless I'm doing a little bit more skin blemish adjustments. But other than that, I'm strictly in Lightroom, and I really love working in here in the organization. So this is how I work on a regular basis. When I first start with an image, I like to color correct it. So I zoom in, but as you can see there, she doesn't, in this image, she does not have really any neutral colors going on over here, any grays. Sometimes you don't have that in clothing that your client is wearing. So I try to find it in the background. So you don't want a white balance and a highlight because it's not going to work correctly. You need to find something that is not fully blown out, like these areas right here in the background. So I'm going to take my dropper and I'm going to try to find about even numbers. So these are really close. About 83. So they're all about, you want to have a majority of the numbers really close to each other. So that's about a great starting point. So it just made a slight color adjustment. I'm going to be using Visco film presets for my editing. I'm no way being paid. I think that's how you pronounce them anyway. I'm not being paid in any way to promote them, but I highly recommend them. They're worth every penny, and I've been using them for a while now, and they're really great in what they can provide for really nice, clean enhancements. So because this is one of my favorite presets, and you can already see a major adjustment an enhancement in the color tones in this image that are really beautiful, but I still like to make changes. Because these are film presets, they decrease the sharpness and they add a little grain. Some people like that look. Because I'm very picky about the way images print and what's being presented to my clients, I really don't prefer to do that. So I always take away the grain and I resharpen the image so it's nice and clean. They have a really cool preset pack called the Film Toolkit. So these are really actually useful. Sometimes you buy presets and their little toolkit stuff for enhancements don't do much or they're nothing special, but these are really great. So I really like the look of this image, but I still want some warmth in here. So I really like the enhancement of the Kodak 3, which it's going to make an adjustment in the split toning section right here. So as you can see, it drastically warmed the image, and I really like that look. Added some warmth in the darkness of her hair, which works perfectly with the way the light is working here. So I'm just going to go ahead and after that just add a slight vignette. I don't like a major vignette like this. That's obviously very drastic, and I like to be more, natural in the way the finished look of an image is. So I'm just going to make a slight adjustment, which is really just burning the edges slightly. And I'm going to carry it through to just about the center of the image slightly. As you can see, it just burned the edges a little bit, but it didn't do anything drastic, which is what I want. They also have some other cool features in here, like darker skies. This brought back a little bit more of the blue in the background. That was just a little bit too much, so I'm going to go ahead and knock it down just a little bit. You can either use that in the toolkit or you can do it yourself over in Luminance by changing the slider down further over here. I'm just going to adjust the contrast just a little bit right here with the light as well. So, or just the fill light right here. I just want a little bit more fill in the darker areas just because she has darker hair. But yeah, that's it. This is a complete image edited. Obviously, that to explain it, it took a little bit longer, but that would actually only take me about a minute to do. And you can see the before and after. I didn't do any crazy adjustments with exposure. I didn't adjust the exposure at all, actually. Pretty much nailed in camera. You can't, when shooting, there isn't much you can do about those blown out highlights, but her skin tone is photographed at a nice exposure, so this just did a nice color enhancement, and it works really beautifully, I think. So this is going to be the same image, but in black and white. Someone had actually asked me about how I achieved this black and white look, and again, I did this with Visco film, but I actually made my own adjustment to their black and white. So this is my favorite black and white conversion of theirs. Again, they added tons of grain in this, which I'm going to completely take out, and then go ahead back here and add more sharpness. I slightly sharpen my images, but I don't do anything drastic. So I'm going to go back over here, and if you remember in the color image, I remember I said I really like this Kodak 3 toning. This wasn't meant to adjust black and whites, but I kind of played around the other day and I really liked the look. As you can see though, the contrast in the shadow areas is pretty dark, and I want something less contrasty than that. So they have these really nice presets again in the film toolkit, and you can see that it adjusts the contrast a bit and adds a really faded look. This one's really drastic, so this one isn't quite enough. So this middle one is a great balance to me. So that was a really simple, nice black and white conversion, and I really love the look of it. I love black and whites, but I really like a warm brown tone to it. So this works perfectly here. And again, I am just going to add a slight vignette again and bring in to the center. Nothing drastically changed here at all. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more contrast in the shadow areas. And that's it. So this is how I achieved that black and white conversion. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show another color edit for you, just to show you how consistent presets can work on different lighting conditions. So obviously the light is gone down in this image by now. It was later in photographing, so there isn't as much sunlight as there was in this image, so as you can even see in the fill lights in her eyes. So the sun was just going down here, but I'm going to show you that I'm still can use the same preset and achieve a nice clean warm look again. Already, to save time, did a slight color white balance adjustment, which you can see this is the before and there's a bit more magenta to it. This warmed it up and took away some of the magenta in her skin tone, so nothing too drastic. Again, I'm going to use this same preset. I really liked the enhancement again, but I'm going to go over here, take away the green because I don't like it, and I'm going to resharpen. I'm going to go back down here, and once again, I really love this Kodak 3. It does perfect adjustments and warming in the shadow areas, which I really like, and it works perfectly with her just because of her dark hair. So her hair is still very natural, but it added more, you could see more detail in it instead of there being too much of a black. So that's all I did here, and you can see a nice clean, beautiful edit, but it took a minute. So that's what I do with all my workflow and my images. Again, it depends on the skin tone of your clients, but this is how I work, and I'm very simple and straightforward with that. I don't have any secrets, and I'm happy to share them. So if anyone has any questions, I would be happy to answer them if you want to leave any comments. But thank you for viewing, and I hope this was helpful.